don't feel like he's discriminating.
All right, everybody. Y'all ready?
You started it?
You talking about the credit bureau?
Yeah, we're gonna hold hands and pray.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What'd you say, bro? What's up, guys? It's your boy Rhodes coming back with another one. James is in the back. He's peeing, as you can hear. Everybody listen to James pee.
Love me and a days and it's so
Everybody's
amazing. It's not a fake. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride. Your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off of my feet.
I'm just stuck in the middle.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Can't explain.
Hold on, wait. Is this recording?
Yeah. You didn't know?
That stuff was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
What we doing?
You
Drugs.
talking about black people, man.
Oh,
Woo!
God.
Talking about our people. Guys, we're back again with another Let's Talk. I feel like this is serious.
What?
Is it a Let's Talk?
It's on.
Oh, that sounded like you said something else. Let the talk. I was like, what's that?
Talking.
What?
We're back with another Let's Talk, guys. This one is on another topic that could be controversial.
Controversial?
Sure, controversial.
Show or still?
Controversial.
So.
I'm country. That's how I talk.
Just a bit.
People always blame it on being country when they pronounce the word wrong. It's a known fact.
I pronounce a lot of words wrong.
A lot of
Talking too
nerds.
fast. Maybe that's that.
My tongue heavy. That's all it is. My tongue heavy. So look, this could be a controversial topic.
Another one.
We're talking about the value of money
Yeah.
and how black people do not appreciate it, or word that better for me because I feel like that was
Yeah, I feel like you really.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
Hold on, can I cuss right quick?
No. No.
You fudged that up.
I'll let somebody else explain that one.
Talking about how in the black community, well, you know, black people or anything, how they don't, most of the black community doesn't understand the value of the dollar.
Okay.
Basically is what we're talking about.
Because I ain't got none.
Oh, Lord, please don't show nobody.
At least you got a
I
wallet.
got a rolly. Show them your rolly.
But it's none in there. That's a prime example. Ain't got no money, but I got an Apple Watch.
Got everything.
Like mine literally, somebody
got
literally
NBA
was like,
contracts
here you
and
go for free. I don't spend money on a lot of things. I'm the
man.
one of the most frugal people you'll ever meet.
So
Power
like,
to the frugal. Yes.
frugal.
With you.
I don't know if black people are still though not being frugal with their money. I think we're headed to a good place.
Yeah. You think so?
I know so.
I mean,
truly believe that.
I have an example of the fact that we don't really pay attention to. Well, not even just us not paying attention to it, but black people, our people, we're just a little bit more. We have the highest percentage of what do they call it, like actors and actresses and basketball players and football players, entertainers. So we see that, and since we see that, we want to imitate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
We are one of the most flashy races I know.
The flashiest race you know.
I will say that.
We most of the time we have the worst credit score.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
We gotta spend cash for our cars most of the time.
Look, that's different though. Having a bad credit score comes because in the black community we don't teach our kids about credit. That's the problem. That's where the problem lies. But I think after a while, I believe that we usually end up getting it more, and we're going to get it more because now we have Jay-Z dropping albums like 444, tell you like, look, go spend your money on your neighborhood, like he said, like go build that junk up and just invest in that junk gonna double. And
then I asked this one question.
What up?
Oh.
Oh.
Come on now.
Okay, look. Okay. If 444 was meant to help the community, why was it only available if you had a title subscription?
Because Man, don't play that man in his game, man.
Why wouldn't he want to spread that knowledge to his community for free?
Oh, you know what? For free.
Hold on.
I know. I understand. No, listen.
He did.
No,
the
listen.
knowledge songs he spread for free.
Okay.
That is
they
true.
on YouTube. The knowledge songs.
But no.
The other ones
that
about
is
his
true,
family.
though.
Okay, prime example. You got people where the lowest dollar amount for a nosebleed seat at your concert is $200. Why wouldn't you want to then show off your talents? Like J. Cole does a dollar in a dream tour.
Mm-hmm.
Literally $1. But he is impacting people's lives probably more than I feel like Jay-Z is, because half the people who he needs to be talking to can't afford to be in that stadium.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, you got to remember he's just at a different level. When you get to a certain level, you have to talk to certain people on a different level. Like a lot of people, when you hear a lot of people talk about Jay-Z's 444 album, you don't hear about Hood saying, "Yo, that joint was the dopest album I've ever heard in my life."
Cut that.
We can't say N-word.
Negroes.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, so anyways, yeah, so you don't hear, Negroes talking about how great that, an album was on the whole. You mostly hear older people who say that. And that's because that's who he's reaching. He's reaching people who have more, who are on a different level. Mm-hmm. So he can't sell to people who are on a certain level. They're not trying to get their money up to that level. They want those,
But at that point, his album is pointless.
Right.
It's not pointless because it's reaching who it's supposed to reach. Like I said, there's certain songs
How are you
free.
reaching people that are already at a certain level?
Because
you're reaching the people that are not at that level to explain
me.
that. But were you not already at that level?
I wasn't at that level. He helped take me
people aren't even
level.
as fortunate as you, bro. The people and
to have Wi-Fi.
But no, listen. Exactly. Some people
know. I get free Wi-Fi. What are you talking about?
Look, anyway, so look,
you can get free Wi-Fi. You can get free Wi-Fi if you have AT&T or Xfinity, any of them phones, whatever. Most likely, there's free Wi-Fi lingering around McDonald's or somewhere. I'm serious.
So
y'all,
there.
James, I smoke in my car and I put my laptop up and I sit there. I did say smoke. I be smoking cigarettes and drinking water.
I wouldn't say that's staying in there. I like that one. That's staying in there. Man, look, all I'm saying is, I just feel like, you were talking about credit, so we got sidetracked, but I had a conversation with a guy earlier, you feel me? I don't know why right, you've been waiting for this. I hope it's really impactful.
I hope it is too.
I really hope so, because I've been wanting to tell this story.
Man, we in the hood, man. Black people in the community.
It's not the hood. It's what do you call the Mexican hood?
It's Atlanta.
It's the Mexican hood.
But it's Atlanta.
You have a soccer field, bro.
It's Doorville.
Next door.
There's no basketball court.
Yeah. So there was a story. I met this guy earlier. It was a customer. Not going to say where I work because y'all don't need to know that. There was a customer earlier.
Go ahead.
Please don't let it go. Don't know. It was a customer earlier. Basically, he was explaining to me. He was wondering. He randomly asked me. I don't know why, but he asked me, "How much do you think I make a month?" I think he was 60 something. And I'm like, what? Like, that's weird. I don't know why he would ask me that. And I'm like, I don't know. He was like, well, I've been retired since I was 45, so that was like 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, but I still make money. Guess how much I make? And then he was like, from working on railroads, like $5,000 a month, just from retiring that way. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then he was like, but guess how much I make a month owning the property that I own. So I'm like, okay, wait, like what? Like, where are you going with this? He said, I make at least $10,000 a month from the properties that I own alone. Mm-hmm. So this guy proceeds to tell me how in 1975 he bought 4 homes for $4. You feel me? These were homes that were being foreclosed. These were homes that would be considered the slums. These are homes that, people wouldn't even look twice at, that the government is literally knocking down to try to take the land or whatever. So he bought the 4 homes, bought all the lots, spent $4 on the homes, but of course you have to pay the taxes on the land, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. All together, Altogether, I think he spent like $3,500 to get all that stuff. All 4. Now, all 4 of those homes are each individually worth $400,000 a piece. He spent $3,500 to get 400 and something thousand a piece. What he was saying was the young people need to understand that in order to succeed, don't spend that money. He hasn't touched money from 1999 on those homes, so he still has money. His family is living in those homes that he owns, not having to pay $1 because they own it.
Right.
So the moral of the story is he's saying that us as a society, us as a people, need to own our property, own our businesses, you know, own everything to where we don't have to answer to anyone. We don't have to, you know, we have things for our family. Our family doesn't have to suffer the way that people do as a society. So he did hit on credit as being one of the most important things. So I think that, I don't know if it's the lack of knowledge. That was basically the end of that story, but I don't know if that was the lack of knowledge of credit, is what he was saying as far as black people as a whole, is what we need to work on, or I don't know exactly where he went, but it puzzled me. And it made me wonder, like, wow, like exactly, like it was just impactful because it made me think about it.
It's a little bit deeper than that though, because when you think about the black neighborhoods, think about who's in there and what stores are in there. You know, like we were just talking about that the other day, how, you know, you got the Chinese food stores, you got the people doing nails and stuff and hair. It's all people who look different most of the time, you know. Like a lot of stores within the black communities are owned by different looking people. You know, think about the gas stations we go to. Like, it's just everybody's.
I mean, but it could be on like McDonald's. Like, research the McDonald's in your neighborhood. Some of those are owned by some black people. You know, you can buy a franchise.
Yeah, but
you
the franchises, you still making more money for the man
for
at
the
the
company.
time. Right, for the company. As opposed to all these little mom and pop little news. If y'all know anything about Decatur, you got news. We got a J&B Burger Wings. Like, we got a bunch of little mom and pop places just popping up. And they all owned by Chinese, or let me not say Chinese. They're all owned by Asian people. You know, like, what's up with that? Why can't the black people come in and have they, you know, mom and pop food stores and stuff
Why
like
can't
that?
we have McDowell's?
Right.
See, they're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's. Huh?
You feel me?
Right. It's because this ain't coming to
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway,
the thing about it is really just working together, which I can say that is becoming better and better with the black community. We are trying to do more. We are trying to get financially educated and actually build up. We're trying to build up each other and things like that. But we are coming short when it comes to knowing the value of the dollar, because when we bring in revenue, we create liabilities. When we but you have like people like Caucasians and Asians and whatever the case may be, they're taking in their revenue and they're creating capital. They're investing money into land, into stocks, into businesses, and all this type of stuff. We take in money, we be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that new iWatch 3 series. Just playing. But no, like literally, I was talking about the black people understanding the value of the dollar and whatever the case may be, and how we don't take our revenue to create capital, we take our revenue to create liabilities. And not too long ago, I started to get into like the stock market and things like that. Cause I'm like, why are people so invested? Yeah, I was like, why are some people?
Kiddo owns some stock.
I own some stocks. Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you. I got into the stock market honestly with one of my friends. We got into the stock market. I was just like, why is it such a big deal? Like when you get a new president, they talk about, oh, the stock market has peaked, or the stock market is when. If you buy so much of a certain amount of shares, you can get on the board. You can vote a CEO off if you don't like that CEO.
That is true.
You can become the CEO if you buy so many shares.
Talk about power.
And I was like, wow, the stock market is like incredible. One thing I'll talk about Estee Lauder. I bought Estee Lauder at $88. That was like in January. You wanna know how much Estee Lauder is now?
109.
119. That was in January. I was like, well, Trump doing something, you know what I'm saying? He got the stock market going. I ain't gonna hold him down for that, but I was like, wow, I didn't pay attention.
If he could just be president over the stock market.
And that's it. Like, that's all I need. Bet. My whole thing is that, and people need to understand.
I don't subscribe.
You don't subscribe to what?
To Trump.
A lot of the black community don't really pay attention to the stock market.
At all. That's true.
Like, we don't really pay attention to it. Like, people, it doesn't. Like, people aren't thinking like, oh, if I buy so many stocks, then I can own this business. Or whatever the case may be. Or I can be on the board or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people like Warren Buffett who's worth like, what? Billions. $67 billion?
Outrageous amounts of money.
From the stock market. Then we have our black community looking up to people like, no offense, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, last I checked, he was worth about $400 million. That's not a lot considering the fact that he supposedly got paid $300 million
for a fight.
Yeah. So basically, that's like you having $10 and me giving you $30.
Look, man, he got child support.
Nah, he working paycheck to paycheck.
He working paycheck to paycheck. He working pay. He was going short. That's why he said, you know what, I'm gonna fight this dude who really don't even box because I know I need this dollar.
Let me get this shit real quick.
Child support is like that, though.
I mean, child support is like that, but what I would say is he didn't take his revenue to create capital. He created these liabilities by buying all these cars. Cars depreciate when you take them off the lot. You know, as soon as you roll off, your car done went down $100.
This whole life.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get to the doggone expressway, your thing done went down $100.
His whole lifestyle is ridiculous.
His whole lifestyle is stupid. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's what people look at. They like, oh, he got money, he got this and this. But he's only worth about $400-500 million. That's not a lot of money. He should be a billionaire by now.
Yeah. To piggyback off that slightly, that's part of why Jay-Z does his title thing that way, because he's trying to grow his business, and he has made the comment, and people around him have made the comment, why are you guys going to go out and pay for Spotify? He says it like, I do the same thing that Spotify does and Apple Music and all these other people, but you guys are more willing to go to them rather than, you know, build up this black business. And that's why even the other day I said, you know, let P. Diddy own the NFL and let the big three take over for the NBA and all that stuff. Yeah. Let them own everything.
You did so good. You did so good.
For real. And that's the thing, is that we're starting to see that. You got black people starting to actually step out their own faith and try and own, you know, try to figure out businesses to own. And one thing I will say that's very popular in the black community is being an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be one, but no one wants to do the work of what it takes to.
Everybody want to be famous. Don't nobody want to put the work in.
Right. And that's the truth. Like, but see, even if you're not the CEO of the t-shirt company or whatever the case may be, you can still work there. You can still buy a share there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
to keep
all
supporting your
prophecies
community.
say that after 400 years, the slaves will finally be free. It's been about 400 years, guys. We're almost free.
I mean,
we pretty much are almost free because, you know, back in the old days, you couldn't come up with movies like Get Out. You know what I'm saying? Or,
I mean,
60,
you know,
60 something.
40 years ago, to be honest with you, none of these people would see us.
Nah.
You feel me? We wouldn't.
30 years ago, what you talking about? Were cameras like this even made for people like us?
This is different. I'm talking about being able to upload, or we would have a law against it. You know, I'm just saying to that effect. But it's like we're almost there. We just got to get to it. It's like it's like we're there, but we do have people who are pulling us down as a society, as a race, as a culture. It's just we all need to get on one accord.
It's the system. I keep telling you, it's the system that has been put into place. Donald Trump is a CEO power. He's a person who is a great testament to that. He showed us that because I can be a CEO now, I'm going to show you I can get into government like that. Like, that's not what you grew up in. Like, you're supposed to be CEO. But he showed us, like, look, my money can get me in this this thing.
Right.
Good job. Good job.
I mean, guys, I think they're hurt to not.
Yeah, I was like,
wow.
I was trying so hard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's a lot of footage.
Yeah.
So we might need to cut this one. It's just really like I love it.
That was a good one though.
That was a great one. That was a great one, and it doesn't have to end here because we need everyone to put their comments as well on how you feel like as a society, as a race, we can help ourselves. You feel me? What do you think about it? Do you feel like what do you do different from somebody else that shows that you appreciate the dollar better? How have you been frugal today? Huh? Mm-hmm. He got you. Next. Give me that neck. Whoa.
Oh my god.
Pause.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That means in some place.
I thought you. Oh. I got it.
Anyway, guys, let's go ahead. I was.
Look, it's been a while, so I don't know.
Oh, so then, guys, we're going to end this video. Like and subscribe to all of these videos, guys. You can't subscribe to a video, you can subscribe to the channel, though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's how that goes.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
You know what he meant.
Let us know how y'all feel about Kiddo and Riri being in the videos. This is a panel discussion. We've always wanted to do this, so we decided we'd give y'all something different. Okay? Anything else y'all want to say? Hey, Rhodes?
The Walker Texas Ranger.
Walker Texas Ranger. Anything else, man?
The Walker Texas Ranger.
Kiddo? Anything else? Riri!
Power to the people.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
I know exactly what song I'm in this with.
What?
Y'all will see. Love y'all. Peace!